Hey folks, thanks for joining me. Today I just want to do a little tutorial video on some buildings that I had bought from Aliata Game Studios a while back. And actually just a very specific part, it's really these balconies. Um, the buildings themselves, any of the buildings that I have built from this site, they are dead simple to do, very intuitive, um, and go together easily. And so it was kind of a shock to me that when I was building these little balconies, get a little better close up on it, that they were the challenge. I could build a whole building faster than I could assemble the balcony and put it in. And there's 12 on this building. It's pretty crazy. But I've played with it, tried a few different things, and so I kind of want to share what I've learned. So when you get the balcony pieces, this is what they look like. And as you can see here on the spruce, there's four pieces. There's the base of the balcony, the front, and these are the two sides. And so when you cut them out, in fact, let's just do that right now. What I would recommend is don't try to cut fast. Make more than one slice to take it through. And partially is just so you don't have so much cleanup work. But the other reason is these little pieces in between the hold it. Save those. Sometimes they're going to break apart. Like you can see, this one has probably come in half. But if you can save them, I would recommend it. Just because they become something you can kind of, kit bash just a little bit with it. For example, out of the last set of balconies, I actually took the remainder pieces and kind of built this little structure on top of the roof. Kind of kept, it's not such a plain roof now with something there. Not sure what it is. We'll just say it's air conditioning, but I just thought it made it, kind of gave it a little improved look to it. So that's just my little tip there. But anyway, you're going to want to cut these off. And then once you do have them removed, clean up your pieces. So you might have, like, here's where the little tabs attach. You can kind of see them. Just want to make sure those are cut all smooth. And then when you're done, after you shave all this, and then you're going to assemble it. And essentially, again, this is your base. I always put the side pieces on next. And I just used a little Elmer's glue. Use a toothpick or something to dab the glue on. So I would put the two side pieces on. And then for the last, that's when I attach the front. And it'll go on there. And then the side pieces, if you'll notice the niches, will lock the two pieces in together. And so when you're done assembling them and you let them dry, this is kind of what you get. Now there's a couple different ways that I have tried to assemble these. I've just glued them, and then when I was done, tried to assemble them into the building, which if you notice on these, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 little notches on it, which will correspond to these 4 here in the building. Like I said, I've done them when they weren't fully dried yet. And every once in a while I'll get them in there. Most of the time they crumble right apart into my hand and I have to redo it. So I found that if you let them dry first, it works better. There's a little wedging. You don't actually just stick them straight in. That's what would make sense to me. You would just go straight in, but it seems like you always kind of got to fight it just a little bit. But when you're ready, let me get a little more glue here in my makeshift palette. And these are the pieces here that you're going to actually apply glue to. Try not to get it all over like me. Sometimes I'll glue the lower part of this tab, so as I push it into the building, it will add just that much more. But I try to do it out of sight so it doesn't glob up. Or I drop it like that and stick it everywhere. So see if I can get this in here. So I usually work by putting in the bottom two, and then I'm going to kind of just work in these top pieces. There we go. And then just kind of, look at them, try to get them level. Not all mine are. And then that's pretty much it. Doesn't seem like it's an ordeal, and it really isn't, I guess. I just noticed that it was a challenge compared to assembling the rest of the buildings. Usually his stuff is just so dead easy. I was taken aback. But that's really all there is to it. You know, like I said, here's another one. I've got one more to do. I think one or two more. But that's really all there is to it. Anyway, thanks folks. Have a good day.